they've ran the ball real successfully. And I know that's right up your alley, but talk about that and trying to defend that.
Yeah, I got to watch them play Baylor. I think it was 2 weeks ago. That's what they did. They literally just ran the ball over and over and over. So, obviously that's a big part of the offense. And, just like Michigan, we got to show up and we got to show that we're ready to play the run all day.
You guys seem to love defending the run.
Yeah, we do it every day. So you got to love it. It's fun. You got to love playing smash mouth football.
I'll ask the obvious, but what's it going to be like going up against Jackson after he was here for 2 years?
Yeah, I mean, he's a good player, and Auburn's a good team. Looking forward to just being a competitor, honestly. That's most important. Another day to go and compete, no matter who's over there running the offense. Really doesn't matter. Just going out looking for another chance to compete and continue to strive to be the best defense in the country.
So give you guys an advantage knowing what he's capable of? I mean, you practiced against him all last year.
Yeah, again, we saw him last year. We hadn't seen him since. Obviously, you continue to get better as a player, but, that's not what our goal is. Our goal is just play the best definition of OU defense, and regardless of who's at quarterback and who's not.
Kind of left was it to get Kendall Baldwin back out there?
Yeah, man, that dude's a glow plug in a diesel truck, some might say. Some people might not know what that is, but, when that truck gets cold and it's cold in the winter, if you don't got that, it's kind of hard for that truck to start up. And when you get a guy like that, man, it's easy to get other people going. Man, he loves to compete. The dude is full of energy. Anytime he turn on the tape, he just, he's like Kip, just always running around, energetic, always around the ball, and he loves to compete.
Watching film, is there anything that you've seen that Jackson's gotten significantly better at through 3 games in 2025?
Yeah, I mean, he has a really good arm. Jackson's always been really, really capable of throwing a really good ball. So, we got to do our job. We play really good defense over the first 3 weeks, but that doesn't mean jack. It really doesn't. You're just as good as your next best game. So you got to go out there and you got to continue to do the little things right. We got to communicate. We got to do the little things right. I can't express that enough. If you don't do the little things right, it doesn't matter who's at quarterback. Any one of you guys could go out there and be quarterback, and if you don't do the little things right, you're going to get exposed.
Does that go in line with little things? Obviously, the way he runs the ball, is that something you all kind of cognizant of?
Yeah. We had Jimmy Green Bean today, but, it's obviously not the same as Jackson Arnold, but he is a threat at running the ball too. He's a really good player. And like I said, we're looking forward to the competition.
Jimmy Green Beans is a runner.
Yeah. Hey, he had knee surgery a couple years ago. He a little loose, not really ball conscious or protecting the ball, but he was struggling today.
Is he a better runner or thrower, would you say?
I'd say thrower. He is a pocket passer for sure. Not dual threat at all. Probably wouldn't get recruited anywhere. Most definitely would be a crawl on quarterback for sure.
How many interceptions y'all get on him today?
I got 2 myself, so he did throw quite a bit today. We were getting after him.
Do you feel like this team is where you guys wanted it to be heading into conference play?
Yeah, and my perspective and, through my recruiting process, I was all about people. I can't reiterate that enough, man. This world is so transactional, and the group that is in this defensive room, man, it's special. It really is. Everybody is happy and excited for anybody who goes in the game, and they always want to see somebody do good and do great. And when you have people like that in a room, it's so easy to be good because everybody's celebrating each other. And you don't see that everywhere. You just don't. It's always about me somewhere else. And that's not the case here. It truly isn't. Anytime anybody goes in the game, I mean, if you just watch the sideline, you'll truly see that everybody's excited, man. They're always celebrating somebody else's success. And when you have that, man, you really will and really can be really good.
Kobie, I know it's a different position group. The defensive line through the first 3 weeks, just the depth, the way they play. What has stood out to you just about that?
Yeah. I told you guys, before the season started, I believe that we had the best in the country. But that just goes to show the leaders in that room, man. Grayson, Dom, R. Mason, enough people don't talk about Marvin Jones. Man, to me, they don't. He plays really good football, and he does the little things right. So, man, it's exciting to see. And like I said, we are so far from being really elite. We're just good right now. And, so that's the exciting thing for me. We hadn't got any turnovers, and there's so much more room to grow.
Do you think Grayson should have caught that?
Oh, my God. Don't get me started, dude. I think Eddie could have went out there and caught that ball. I mean,
they called me sure hands back
Yeah, I think you could have got it, man. I mean, he completely blew a tire. I mean, it is.
Done that a couple times.
Yeah, I mean that's embarrassing to say the least, but that should have definitely been a pick six.
Has he spent any time on the jug machine today?
He caught it today, actually. Believe it or not, he caught the ball today. He was one of Jimmy Greenbean's picks, so he did get it back today.
With our Mason and that targeting call, has he said anything to you guys, like just ahead of this game, knowing that he's probably going to miss that first half, or have you guys had a message for him?
I don't know much about it. I'd probably have to wait to hear about it because I don't even know the process behind targeting or anything. So, it's just as much news to me as it is to you guys. I absolutely have no idea. So, I'm gonna have to wait to find out myself.
You say you guys aren't quite elite yet, at least in your mind. I know you brought up needing turnovers, cause more of those, but just overall, what do you think will go to you guys being at elite in your mind?
Yeah, man, just to continue to stack on what we're doing. Obviously not get lackadaisical in the little things. You're going to hear me say that a lot because that's all that it is. A lot of teams in this new day and age, they do a lot of wicked formations and just make it option football. And the one time you don't do your job is the one time that it'll lead to a big play. So, everybody communicating, over-communicating, and just doing the little things right. Man, like I said, the turnovers will come. They really will. You just continue to do your job. I mean, we truly had an opportunity to have two on Saturday. So, and who knows how many other times before that, versus Michigan, RJ could have easily turned around and played the ball and, got a pick there when he was tired. And, those are just little things, like little things. You don't got to be Superman, get a sub out, something like that, simple. So there's a lot of room to grow, though. I will tell you that.
What do you see from Mike Boganowski, and what's film like when he has the plays where he hits one of you guys as opposed to the other team?
Yeah, I think Toby Rowland called him Bam Bam. Does that sound right? Yeah, that's his new nickname right there. Man, just fearless. He loves to be around the ball. That's another guy. If you go turn on the tape, if you didn't hit the dude with the ball, I feel bad for you. You better hope you get him down because if you don't, you probably getting hit too. He's a ball hawk, loves to be around the ball, man, and he loves his teammates. You've never seen him on social media or being sad or dogging it because he ain't getting as many snaps behind RJ. If you watch special teams, the dude is always the first one down the field. Like, it's crazy. Every single kickoff, I don't think he's ever lost a rep down the field. And, I know Saturday you guys will probably be looking for that, but I'm telling you, the dude is always just hair on fire running down the field and just looking to make a play. That's all he's trying to do. Loves the game.
I know you told us back in the preseason that, before the start of fall camp, you told Sammy, you challenged him to come take your job.
Yeah.
Just what have you seen from him through these first three games from this start he's gotten out to?
Yeah, growth. That's what that means. Sammy, if you want this, inevitably you'll make me and yourself better. And that's what he's done. When he comes in, there isn't a fall off. And I told him that so he has the mindset to know, man, at any point in time I can get hurt and you can be the starter. That goes to show, he took that as a challenge and he accepted it and it's going to show for him. He's played really good football when he's come in and he's made the right plays when he's come in and he's done the right things. And for Sammy, he's still got to, mature in little different aspects of his leading and getting the guys lined up and, being a field general, because that's what a Mike linebacker is. Everybody likes to make it something that it's not, and it's really not. It's just lining everybody up, being the boss, telling people when and what to do, and just being a dog. It's simple. So I'm excited for Sammy, man. I really am. He's come a long way, and he's always learning. He believes in me as much as I believe in him, and so that's most important in that room. And that goes for Owen too. When I told that to Sammy, I actually had the guy circled up like this, and I told that to everybody. Everybody in here has a chance to play. Everybody in this group can be a starter somewhere. I believe that. Everybody not 1 or 2 deep can go to any SEC school and start. If you don't believe me, you just seen it 2 weeks ago on Heineke. Balled out. And everybody's like, who the heck is this kid? Just balling. And so that just goes to show the guys that you have around you, man. You'll eventually just take after them and you'll learn good habits from them. So,
obviously, you're not going to see them every play, being your position at middle linebacker, but the wide receivers for Auburn are pretty deep, pretty talented.
Yeah.
Can you talk a little bit about them?
Yeah, I know they got a guy named Cam Coleman. Does that sound right? They got the guy Singleton, I think, from Georgia Tech. I've seen him play for a couple times because for some reason, I don't know why, but we always get to watch the Georgia Tech Georgia game. So I've always seen the dude play. Like it's weird. He's a really good player. Cam Coleman's a really good player. I don't know. The other two guys aren't ringing the bell, but I do know the running back, Damari Austin, I think his name is. Me and him were in the same class, so I tried to get him to come here. So, they got really good players over there, really good skill positions. And they stand out on tape. One's a gadget guy. He's really good in space, really, really fast. So, it's going to be a challenge. Looking forward to playing him, though, for sure.
Thanks.
Yep.
Jovantae, just how have the first few games gone for you?
Pretty good. We won. That's the most important part. And I'm excited for my teammates. I'm excited for Tory Blaylock. I've been seeing that since spring ball when he first came in and took him under my wing. And I just always loved his confidence and his attitude. Coming into the facility, always bringing energy, lifting everybody up, and always had a smile on his face. So I'm proud of where he's at right now and happy for his future.
Did anything surprise you about him when he came in as a true freshman to pick up things as quickly as he has?
Yeah, it's just natural leader and a natural competitor. Loves to compete. If anybody's seen him, he'll kind of shock you and wow you, but it looked like he was a vet already when he came in, and obviously you guys are seeing it now, so pretty good.
Jovantae, what have you thought of John Mateer's performance through 3 games?
Amazing. I don't want to get too big-headed yet. Obviously it's only the beginning, but same thing with John too. When he first came in, I seen his confidence and a leader, and I think we needed that at quarterback, especially with leading the offense. But somebody who's very vocal and not just letting the little things and the little details pass by, but always making sure we pick that up, because the little details are things we struggled on last year, and sometimes we'll dust it under the rug. But I'm proud of him for taking that in his arms and wanting to do that, and don't leave it to the coaches. And he does a good job of doing that.
Jovantae, it's been a couple years in a row now where you guys haven't come in with a defined number one running back. It's been rotation. What have you learned that you've gotten to bring in with that experience this year, just to staying fresh, being able to go without maybe being the consistent number one, or any of you guys doing that?
We're going to need everybody. And I think everybody in the room understands that. And regardless on who's playing good right now, who's not, we're going to need everybody at the end of the day. And I think everybody does a good job of coming in with a positive attitude, regardless if you play, if you don't. I don't see anybody with a sad face or anything like that. So, just making sure you're ready, because it's a long season. DeMarco literally just said that. But it's a long season, and you never know what's going to happen. I pray to God everybody can stay healthy and have a great season, but we're going to need everybody for sure.
Jovantae, what do you make pass blocking like a priority? It's something that you want to be a big part of your game?
I've been doing that since Little League. I always loved contact, and I played defense in Little League, so contact was a huge thing for me. I always loved hitting somebody. So pass block, obviously I want to keep the quarterback clean, and I want to keep my receivers healthy and stuff like that. So whenever I have the chance to go in there and lock in and do my job, I take that as a big responsibility, and I love to do it only because I feel like you should be able to run the ball, but also can you block? And I think that's a huge part of running back that sometimes gets swept under the rug, but it's just pretty fun to me.
Jovantae, what's it going to be like, not only playing against, but just seeing Jackson back on this field?
Obviously I'm on the offensive side, but it's going to be pretty crazy. We're in the backfield together, and we were here for 2 years together, so I'm proud of him and where he's at right now, but it's going to be pretty fun.
How do you explain kind of about him to other people that kind of don't know, or maybe were kind of down on him last year?
Obviously people are going to have things to say about you, but I think he did a great job with just being him and being who he is and what he's good at. So like I said, I'm proud of where he's at and what he's doing, so I'm looking forward to playing against him and seeing him after the game.
Have you stayed in touch with him throughout this process? And if
so, I think more so he's just focused on his new beginnings and new stuff like that. So my new beginnings too is a new offense, new offensive coordinator, new team. So I'm just focused on getting right.
Jovantae, not to harp on it, but fans have their opinions and they see guys come and go. But in this era where you might move on, 3 schools, 3 years, what would people maybe not understand about the relationships and how they endure in that way?
Are you speaking on like Jackson?
I mean, Jackson being an example, but there's a lot of guys who.
Oh
can go
yeah,
and
for
come
sure.
in.
I use Tawi as an example because I looked at him as a brother, and we still have a connection, and both being from Vegas, we still connect all the time when we go back home. So I think that's the biggest thing. When somebody speaks about Oklahoma, the number one thing that's probably in mind is brotherhood, and I think that's pretty strong, regardless if it's the transfer portal, or if it's your last year, or if you're going to the NFL, whatever it is. I feel like we do a good job with keeping the connection, and new people, transfers come in, and I think you guys, any transfer, John or anybody, or even Jaren, switching from offense to defense, we do a great job with just making sure the connection is there, and regardless if you need something or not, we're always going to be there. So I think brotherhood is a strong thing here.
What have you seen from this Auburn defense, and what do you guys have to do to find success Saturday?
Physicality and fast. I mean, they're a pretty good defense. Last year they were pretty good too, and I think it's going to be a really good game, and I'm excited for it.
Every defense is different, but what does that do for you guys to have a physical defense like Michigan that you've already played? That It's not like you have to get calibrated to that level of physicality on Saturday.
It's different players and different teams we play each week. I mean, we prepare for each team like it's the playoffs, regardless who it is. So I wouldn't say we're preparing for them any other way that we did Illinois State or Michigan or Temple. We're just taking it day by day and week by week.
You've had 3 different offensive coordinators since you've been here. What maybe makes been different than what you guys were doing previously, and then what is it about this year's offense that obviously you guys are having a lot more success than maybe you did last year?
I mean, Ben is different only because he brings more energy. He's younger. And he makes sure he's more in the locker room and more vocal. And I love his attitude and what he brings to the table. And I think our offense is different only because, injuries. Injuries was a huge thing last year. Really was low on receivers last year. Really was low on O-line. So being able to have some healthy guys back and a couple new guys and some of the same guys from last year up front, I think you guys are finally being able to see what we could have did if we had healthy people.
Jovantae, talk about a guy like Jay Knott. I know we haven't seen him much this year, but what has he meant as a leader in the running back room?
I love Jay. I took it as somebody who was an All-American and rushed for 1,300 yards and somewhere I want to be at in my career. I looked at it as I can learn and taking any information or knowledge from him, and I think he's been doing a good job with just coming in and any weak areas I have, he's letting me know that I can work on that or tweak it a little bit or just anything like that. So I think he's did a good job with just being able to speak from experience and come in with a good mindset and work. I think summertime was a good time for him. He worked every day and never complains or anything like that. So I love JL.
What's it feel like just for this team to be on the trajectory that you're on right now? I mean, you had the Tennessee game last year, you had the Michigan game this year, and you guys succeed in it. Now to have another big game, does the mindset just feel completely different in the locker room?
I mean, obviously we're excited. It's hard to get a win regardless who you're playing. But I think right now we're just taking it day by day, and don't get too big-headed or don't get too excited. But I think we're doing a good job with just coming to work every day and working to get better. Not working to be the same because we won, but it's little details that we still have to work on and get better at. So I think we're doing a good job with being humble and coming in every day and working.
All right, man. Not to start you off the beaten path here, but what did you think of getting to watch Billy get his first career NFL interception last night?
I know that was turnt. I'm just watching the game. I see him motion over, see Billy run over, and I was like, oh, it's a comeback. And he picked it off. I started screaming, text my mama, text the group chat, recorded it, everything. And he almost had 2. He really should have had 2, but yeah, I was excited for him. I texted him after the game, and I was pumped for him.
Robert, this defense has been really good through 3 games, but where's maybe an area that you feel like you guys can still improve upon as a group?
We got to get turnovers. All today we emphasize on punching at the ball, picking the ball off. We just got to get turnovers because the offense, they're moving the ball, but if we can still extra possession in this league, we're going to be great.
Is turnover something that you guys can work on, get better at, or is it somewhat luck involved in some of that?
I feel like a little bit of both, because I feel like we punch at the ball while the running back's going down or the receiver's going down. That's where he's most vulnerable. So if we can punch while he's going down, the ball has a high chance of coming out. And then luck, we're in a good spot, perfect play. But I think it's a little bit of both.
Robert, what will Saturday be like facing Jackson, and what have you seen on the film that's impressed you about what he's done this season?
I feel like it's going to be a high-intense game. Jackson and the Eagles, Auburn, they've been They've won 3 games, beat a ranked Baylor. They're rolling right now. They have all confidence in Jackson, and I would too if I was them.
Does it feel a little bit like he's kind of just building on what he did when he was successful at the end of last year, like against Alabama, just being physical, running the ball, using his athletic ability?
I feel like their coaching staff has put him in the best predicament and helped him grow as a player, and I feel like it's showing on tape right now.
Yeah, I mean, how weird is that these days? Like, we have so many transfers that it feels like you guys play someone you played with like every year.
I feel like nowadays, like, it's my 4th year here, so I feel like it's not as weird as it would have been when it first started. So I feel like it's not as weird no more. I feel like it's kind of bad to say, but I feel like it's kind of common.
How would you evaluate this secondary's play through 3 weeks?
Just the first 3 weeks, I feel like we had a great 3 weeks. Could have been a little bit better at communicating, like probably Michigan and Illinois State, but I feel like Temple was our best communication game, and I feel like we're just going to grow from that.
We've seen a lot of Michael Boganowski and Reggie Powers these first 3 games. What's maybe impressed you about the leap they've taken in their second year?
Their eyes. I feel like they're very eye disciplined now. They know what to look at. I know how to read their keys, and you know Mike's a hitter, so he loves to hit. So he's doing his job, and he's good at coverage now. Like this offseason, he took a major jump from when he first got here to now. So I'm proud of both of them. And Reggie's just doing his job, man. He's a smart player. He's just doing what he's told by Coach Goodwin.
As a veteran in that room, how fun is that for you to see those guys play well?
Man, it's exciting. Like when both of them got their sack, bro, if you see me on the sideline, like I'm jumping 50 feet in the air, like just excited for both of them because I've seen all the work they put in.
Robert, in the secondary, how impressive has Cortland been as a freshman?
He's doing stuff that a lot of seniors aren't even doing, so that speaks for itself. Like Court is a dog. He shows his energy. He plays with his feelings on his pads. Like he's just like an energetic guy, and you want to play for him.
With Boganowski, he hits the other team a lot. What's it like in film? It seems like he gets you guys just as much as he gets the other team at times crashing.
Yeah, we made jokes on him earlier today because he had hit Reggie versus Temple, and we was making jokes, but like it's all fun and love. But we know, like, hey, we don't want to be on the wrong side of Bo because we know it's going to hurt.
Auburn's got a lot of really good receivers. What have you seen out of that group and the challenge they present?
Very explosive, fast. They have 2 receivers that's like 6'3". They can move. Then Singleton, he's fast, explosive, twitchy. Kind of like a Deion Burks. And then Cam Coleman, you know, he's 6'3", 203, so he's like a big body guy that can go get the ball and he can run routes. So I feel like all the receiver core has their pros and cons, but I feel like they have a lot of pros to them.
How special was it to get Kendall back last Saturday?
It's just great playing for 1-5, man. Like his energy, you can feel it when you're on the field with him. Like he told us our player-led meeting, he was like, hey man, like if you ain't gonna play hard, I don't want you to play with me at all. And like that's somebody you want to play with because if you're not gonna give it your all, why are you even on the field with him?
Thanks, Robert. Appreciate
The defensive performance on Saturday.
I think we did good. I think we executed what we practiced all week, and you know that's all it takes to win. You know, you got to be physical, of course, going there with a mindset, and I think that's what we did.
I know it's still early in the season, but just the defensive line as a whole, the way you guys play, just how do you feel like you guys as a group are gelling?
Yeah, I'm definitely proud of my group. I think we're definitely excelling, and we just got to keep on going, keep on stacking, keep on remembering who we are, who we want to be, what our goals are as a group is.
You reset goals every week. You guys are off to such a great start. Talk about the preparation at the beginning of the week for the defense and what you guys try to get accomplished as you get ready for the next game.
So we just try to make sure that we don't play to an opponent and we just play to our standard. And that's probably the biggest thing. We're going to practice the same, which is physical. We're going to practice with a great attitude, with a want to be there. Yeah.
How odd is, I mean, you're going to get asked this question anyway, so how odd is it going up against former teammate Jackson Arnold, knowing that he was y'all's starting quarterback last year?
Yeah, I mean, he's a great guy. He showed a lot of good stuff on tape. We're nothing. There's no bad blood against them. I mean, they're very good. They're a very good, very well coached team who plays very, very physical. So it'll be a good game.
Is it weird when he's a guy that came in with you a couple years ago?
Wait, can you say it again?
Is it weird when he's a guy that came in with you in that 2023 class?
I mean, yeah, change is always unique. I mean, it is what it is. You know, that's the name of the game. Happens all across the NCAA. So, I wouldn't say it's anything different than what happens everywhere else.
Has R. Mason had any message for you guys, just knowing that he's going to miss that first half after that targeting call?
Yeah, I mean, it definitely sucks that he'll miss. But at the end of the day, whoever's out there, we're going to play to a standard. So that's what it matters.
been like just for you personally, just seeing your development and kind of seeing that come together on the field?
So I think I've been growing physically, and how I strike and how I look. And I think the game slows down every single year for me. I think that's number one thing. So I think my growth is very proper.
Does confidence come with that as well?
Most definitely.
More and more.
Most definitely.
How is Danny Okoye looks so far?
Danny Okoye looks good. He's a freak. I think he's gonna do a lot of good things here, big things here. He's gonna shock the whole world.
With how you, Danny, Taylor, some of the other defensive ends have played, what kind of confidence does that give you with R. Mason missing the first half against Auburn?
I think that's definitely a huge loss. He's done so much good stuff on tape, but I think we have a very good, promising group who showed that week by week, and I think we've shown to get better each week. So I think we're, as long as we practice well, prep well, practice to our standard, and we just execute, then we should be okay.
What does Marvin's experience and also the way he's played these first few weeks kind of help this group out?
Oh yeah, definitely. I think he's been a very good role model. Him being older, him coming from different places, he brings in a lot of different aspects and different ideas. To just preach to us, different tips. So I think he's been a very good player, a very good teammate, to us.
The defensive line, the interior guys, how they've been playing so far this season. How much has that helped you guys as far as just maybe one-on-one, a lot less double team matchups on the outside?
Yeah, I mean, it always helps us having big, strong guys inside who know the call, know what to do, know how to execute. Always helps all across the board, and it goes hand in hand. We help them and they help us, and I think they've done a very good job.
Obviously, you'd like to have R. Mason for the whole game,
Yes,
but
sir.
is there almost a benefit of having someone come in fresh for the second half if that's the case?
Benefit? I mean, I wouldn't. I mean, if you come in fresh, I guess if that's what you think, if you think it's a benefit. But I mean, at the end of the day, he's gonna come and be the same person that he would if he was playing the whole game.
You don't think it's going to light a little bit of a fire in him?
It might. I mean, you're gonna have to ask him. I mean, maybe.
Third down stops, such a crucial part of the game against Temple and even the weeks prior. How important does that become in this game against Auburn? What do you know about them? Like
You said third down stop. Wait, say it again. I'm sorry.
Like just third downs, big part of the defense. What are you seeing from Auburn so far?
We're it's early in the week, so we're still definitely scheming on them. But at the end of the day, any type of third down situation, we're just gonna attack, get off the ball, attack. That's what I said.
Jackson Arnold's feet, obviously, he uses them pretty well. Is that something that obviously
His speed?
Yeah. His speed, obviously, something that you as a defensive end has to be cognizant of.
Yeah. What's the question? You said?
Yeah, I mean, you have to be cognizant of
Yes,
it.
sir.
And play, I guess, sound defensive on the defensive end.
Definitely.
Is that something you all work on all week?
Oh yeah, I mean definitely. I mean every quarterback in this league scrambles. Every quarterback is athletic. Every quarterback is fast. So, we definitely practice feet all the time. And everything we do, whether that's indie team, we have to be fast. That's what we do. We're defensive ends. So we have to be able to react, think quick, move quick on our feet. So that's every game, no matter what.
How do you think Coach Venables' defensive play calling will match up against?
Can you say it again? Sorry.
Brandon Venables' defensive play calling. How do you think it'll match up against a team like Auburn?
I mean, I think it'll be very good. He's a defensive-minded head coach. Every single year he's always involved in the defense. So I mean, it's really nothing new for us who have returned. I think it's going to be nothing new. He's gonna call the right play, and we're just gonna execute it.
What about now that he's fully hands-on, though, fully defensive coordinator? How that translates to Auburn?
How it translates to Auburn?
Yeah, the fact that he's fully hands-on, fully defensive coordinator, unlike the past a bit. I mean, he's been at OU. I mean, he's a defensive mind, but now he's really the defensive coordinator. He's going against the SEC opponent with that in mind. So, how do you think that's going to translate?
I think it's going to translate great. I mean, he's shown his track record is amazing. Whenever he was at Oklahoma at first and Clemson, he's only done great things. So I mean, it's just going to translate here as well.
Do you feel a shift in the defense with him being the defensive coordinator versus some other guys in the past?
No, I think every person who's come through has been a very good defensive coordinator.
Given the history here, do you feel like there's an advantage if you guys can rattle Jackson Arnold early, just
See if there's an advantage we could rattle him.
just because it's such an emotional game for him. Is there an advantage if you guys can get to him early in the game
I
Saturday?
mean, no matter what, we're gonna attack anybody who has the ball. So if he has the ball, we're gonna attack him. If the running back has the ball, we're gonna attack him. It's not just because it's him. In general, we're just gonna attack. Yes, sir.
Thank you. I know we just talked about Saturday, but just after a couple days, what was the takeaway offensively against Temple?
You know, we've been playing pretty well on offense, and we just got to keep that going, you know. I feel like right now the only people that can hurt us is ourselves, so, you know, got to keep that going and, you know, starting conference this week, so same thing.
It looked like they were really, you know, Coach Arbuckle were really trying to get you the ball, really get you involved on offense. Just did it help maybe find a rhythm, just your place in the offense? Just how big was that for you?
You know, I mean, I've always been the same person, you know, an explosive playmaker, so I'm glad, you know, like everybody's believing in me and, you know, I'm expected to do that, so, you know, that's what's going to keep happening going forward.
Isaiah, what's the next step for this offense to take?
I would say just the biggest thing that can hurt us is ourselves, you know, just playing together as one. And, you know, I mean, stuff is going to happen in the game, whether that be turnovers, whether that be penalties or whatever. But, you know, really just sticking together whenever that happens.
What's sort of your early takeaway from Auburn secondary on film?
You know, they got some good players, you know, pretty explosive, you know, fast guys. And, you know, they look pretty physical on film.
Having a dad that's a track coach, what has he taught you about being fast and being twitchy?
I mean, track was always in my blood, you know. Both my parents ran track, you know. Their parents ran track, so, you know, it was always in my blood. So, you know, that's what I thought I was going to end up doing. And whenever I started playing football, I was like, ooh, you know, I kind of like football. I kind of like catching passes. So, you know, my dad, he was always just, you know, he let me do whatever I wanted to do. And, you know, ultimately he realized that, you know, I really liked football more than track. And so he was okay with me playing, you know, football.
How do you see that family speed translate over to football, though?
You know, I just try and translate it, use my mechanics, you know, that I was taught in track, you know, on the football field.
Are you faster than your parents were in high school and college?
You know, relative to women, I would say my mom is faster. She ran in the Olympics, so, you know, I'll give her props.
How about your dad? Faster than your dad?
Yes, I'm faster than my dad, but he was more of a decathlete, so he was more of an athlete.
More like more endurance, or
he did 10 different events, so he was good at everything. So.
How close do you feel like you guys are to breaking one on punt return?
Oh, you know, I feel like we're very close. You know, didn't really get too many opportunities last week, but, you know, hopefully this week, I mean, that'll be different.
How big an opportunity is it to have a ranked opponent come in here to open up SEC play right before the bye, too, if you can get a win this Saturday?
You know, that's why I came to Oklahoma. You know, you want to play the best, you want to be in the SEC, and, you know, we're going to play ranked opponents every week from now on. So, you know, I mean, I love that. You know, you want to play the best competition.
On that point, you know, you've got Auburn obviously, but you've got a gauntlet ahead of Auburn as well. What's the message, like, you know, staying conditioned, you know, staying ready even after Auburn the rest of the way?
I mean, we know the schedule that we have, but like I said, we came here to, you know, to play that type of schedule. But, you know, right now we're just focused on Auburn.
I think everybody's been impressed by how, you know, the relationship that you guys built with Jovantae, you know, the chemistry you built. But how much more is there that can go when you're playing in real life games now?
You know, he's a real human highlight reel. I mean, y'all saw the plays he was making, and I mean, every week it's something new, something crazy. I mean, the throw that he made to Zion where he jumped in the air, I mean, I had never seen that from a quarterback. So, you know, it was pretty cool, you know, seeing that in real time and then going back to watch the film and see, wow, he actually did do that.
But his relationship with you guys, like, you know, it obviously started fast with Jaron. Last game, you were more involved than you have been. Like, do you see everybody's roles kind of increasing and growing with John as receivers?
Yes, I mean, yes, and it's still early in the season, so, you know, we're still trying to find out everybody's role exactly. But, you know, I mean, with John, he's going to throw it to the open person, so.
One of your biggest games last year was obviously against Auburn. Can you kind of talk about just your overall experience? You played them a few times, right?
Yes, I'd say probably my best highlight from last year was against Auburn. So, you know, got to play him a couple years now, and, you know, I'm excited to play him again, you know, especially it being home and with everything that's going on, you know, I'm very excited to play him again.
Isaiah, how do you think this year's Auburn defense is different than last year, so you did so well against, from what you've seen?
I would say it's pretty similar. They have about the same secondary that they had last year. I think the front guys are a little different, but the back end is very similar to last year.
Any thoughts on having Jackson Arnold back in here?
I mean, I didn't ever play with him, so, you know, it's just another game. I'm playing Auburn, so very excited.
Is there an excitement level having played one big game in the stadium already against Michigan and getting ready to play another one this week?
I mean, I got to see how electric the stadium can be, and, we're expecting the same thing. I mean, we want it to be even louder, and, shoot, our offense, we're going to give them a reason to be even louder.
Thanks, Isaiah.
Appreciate it.
Tate, how are you, man?
Good. How are y'all?
What was the overall takeaway on Saturday, not only from the win, but the way the special teams units played?
I thought we played pretty efficient. It's going to be our first road test, and we were excited for it. Prepared all week in practice, and feel like it was a good showing.
How important was that after maybe an up and down game the week before, just being able to put that in the rearview mirror and play clean?
It's all about having short-term memory. It's not always going to go our way. Everybody in there can tell you that. Just trying to just look forward to the next play, have short-term memory, and just put your best foot out there and try to make the next play.
For you specifically, having a couple kicks like that, especially the long one in the first half, just how much are those kind of confidence builders?
They're great, but I just try to keep, never get too high, never get too low, short-term memory, and whatever opportunity I'm given, whenever my name is called, just try to keep the same swing from wherever I'm out on the field, and just give it my good shot.
How helpful has Doug Deacon been? Just you mentioned trying to have the same process, being consistent. How helpful is he, through that process?
He's great. His track record shows it. He's definitely a guy that you want in your corner for sure.
What's it been like just getting acclimated here at Oklahoma?
It's very welcoming here. It hadn't been too much of a challenge off the field, and it's a very good culture on the field as well. So I've been enjoying it. It's good.
How excited are you to get conference play started here?
Say it again?
How excited are you to get conference play started here?
Oh, I'm ready. It's fun. We've been looking forward to it.
You talk about the culture. Who specifically have you really grown close with and has really made that culture what it is?
I think just looking up to our team captains, they set the tone from day one, and, we are what we're willing to tolerate, and we've all bought into that, and, we're going to ride it like that.
You have big matchups like this. One you went through with Michigan. Is that different for a kicker, or do you just never know when your time's going to come?
Our job never changes, really. I just try to just stay as neutral as possible and, use using being naive as a tactic, and just try to just keep my job as simple as possible and just wait for my name to be called.
What goes into staying neutral on the sideline? Maybe you have a big kick coming up. What goes into that? Like, what's your process for doing that?
I just sit on the bench. I'm watching the game. I'm watching to see where the offense is at. If I need to go get a kick or two in the net, I'm gonna go get a kick or two. And I've done this. I've kicked the ball probably millions of times. It really doesn't change. And just trying to convince myself that I'm the only one out there. I'm kicking with my guys, and that's really it. Just try not to put any extra seasoning on it. Just keep it mellow.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Yes, sir.